More about the Force.
Very well. What is it that drives you?
When Visa's attacked, she did something to my eyesight.
She did nothing to your eyes that was not already there. She has forced this upon you, but such crude methods are the markings of the Sith. Close your eyes.
All right.
Feel this ship around you. Listen to my words. Hear the sound of the handmaidens training in the cargo hold, her hands cutting the air. The welding of the droid as it goes about its work.
Computers use. Hey, T3 has a stuck motivator.
Now, stretch out. Hear the rumble of hyperspace, the hum of the hyperdrive.
Hey, I can hear a catch it. It's not fully fixed.
Ignore distractions and focus on my voice. The breathing of the blinded one as she meditates in the dark. Now, listen deeper, past her breathing, and listen.
As my feet walk from the ashes of KOTOR, I shall not fear, for in fear lies death, and...
I heard her thoughts.
You are strong indeed. What you heard were surface thoughts only, but it is something that masters have trained for years and never learned.
But how did I do that?
That is not the real question you should ask. Is such listening enough to perceive the world around you? It is not, because to listen to the thoughts of another is much like attempting to see the universe only with your eyes. It is equally limiting. Now leave me be. I must rest.
I've gained +1 awareness and recovered some part of my connection to the Force. Hell yeah. Influence gained, Kreia? Wow. I'm doing really well with her. The F-British Katana is an AI based off of Halsey's personality, when Halsey is more or less Master Chief's mother figure and he screwed up childhood memories. Ah. Pretty sure the devs didn't really think about it that much. It's mostly a way. Yeah, pretty much.
Yes?
Let's learn more about the Force.
Very well.
You taught me of sight. Is there anything else you can teach me?
When I spoke of sight before, there is a similar handicap that tends to occur among those strong in the Force. They neglect their skills. Some believe they no longer need them. The greatest wielders of the Force are those that maintain some grounding to the more physical realities of the universe.
What do you mean?
Some wielders of the Force have mastered piloting, others the ability to fix and repair and build, from simple moisture vaporators to more complex machines such as droids and vehicles. One's ability to understand the human body and its ailments, for example, can make your powers within the Force more complete, more powerful, when you attempt to repair the cellular damage of another. And others have mastered the more subtle work of politics, persuasion. Do not doubt that a galaxy may be conquered with words, a republic overthrown, and an empire made. When such skills are honed, one's abilities with the Force become that much stronger. My warning to you is this. Do not rely on your companions to compensate for your weaknesses in skill. There will be times they will not be there to help you when needed. What skill would you say is your greatest strength?
Definitely persuade. Convincing others to do as I ask.
And what skill would you say is your greatest weakness?
Stealth. I don't even have an option for that. I think it's the only skill I haven't put points in.
Then my task before you is this. Take your greatest weakness, devote effort to it, strengthen it, and I will show you how it shall strengthen your power in the Force.
Very well. I shall take this little lesson to heart.
As you learn and train and test yourself against the galaxy, all your skills have a chance to improve and grow as well. When you devote some of that training to your weakest skill, you will know.
I'll think on this and return my weakest skill is stronger. Influence gained? Wow. I thought I had a level up. Damn, oh well. If we did, we could have just put a point in it now.
Yes.
And have it done
Have
with.
you come with questions?
Before when you told me to listen, that we should continue that lesson. That's the one we just did now, right?
Very well. Sit with me.
Never mind.
You have brushed the surface thoughts of another. It is a start. Calm yourself. This time, silence your own thoughts. Keep them still. Imagine the waters of the room of 1,000 fountains, each stream suddenly falling silent and still. Imagine the ice of Telos, cold and smooth as it gathers upon the plateau. Now, stretch out. Feel the ship around you. Strip away the metal and see the souls and minds of those that fill its corridors with more thoughts and dreams and worries than can fill the space of this ship.
As my feet walk from the ashes of KOTOR, I shall not fear, for in fear lies death, and...
From the first movement flows the second. Strike, repeat, circle one's opponent, repeat, faster, quicker. If Father had been faster. If only Father had been faster. If I was faster, I would no longer be the last of my sisters. But does Atris love him? Jedi do not love. Does Atris hate him? Jedi do not hate. This journey is harder than any she has sent me on.
This place is so quiet. Nothing like Nar Shaddaa. I don't even know why I'm here. Wonder how much the bounty on the Jedi is now. Don't understand how that Jedi keeps in shape like he does. He's barely changed from the holorecords. He just seems to be naturally young.
Switch the face of the +1 -1 card. The totals are 9, 10. Switch the face of the +2 -2 card. The total is 8, 11. Switch.
Your command echoes still, General, and I obey, as I did at Malachor.
As my feet walk from the ashes of KOTOR,
Switch the face of the +1
I shall
-1
not
card.
fear,
The totals are 9,
for in
10.
fear
Switch the face of the +2
Your
lies
command
death.
-2
echoes
card.
still,
The
General,
total is 8,
and I
11.
obey,
Switch.
as I did at Malachor.
That sound in the background. What is it?
Not now. Focus on my voice.
Malachor.
Now do you hear me? Truly hear me?
What? Speak up. I hear you. This is incredible.
You have taken the first steps on a much longer road, Exile.
What about the droids?
The droids cannot be read in such a way. As for the alien who served with you in the war, its thoughts are more difficult, requiring many translations in meaning. Often it is better to read their impulses and images than their spoken thoughts. That is why he is deaf to you. I have found his impulses are cold, like a dead weight. His thoughts are black.
See now, Stranger Gentleman? But I did hear something from Beader.
Indeed. It is strange that I did not.
Yeah, it's probably because you're a racist. Maybe because I know him better. I served with him.
Perhaps. I would not put much weight on such things.
Just don't want to admit that I'm better than you. There was also something wrong with Addison's thoughts.
Of course there was. It is because Atten was not playing Pazak, yet he counts cards in his head. At times he will list off engine sequencers, memorize the hyperspace routes on the other side of the galaxy, count the ticking in the power couplings even though they are fixed. At other times, he will imagine certain base lusts, certain indignities. It may be Atten is far cleverer than he feigns to be. Or perhaps he is simply a fool.
Perhaps. Maybe I will go see him and see how his Berserk game is coming. Okay, maximum force points increased. We didn't get influence. That's fine. We didn't lose any influence, so that's good.
Yes? Have you come with questions? Very.
Before when I heard the thoughts of my companions, I heard something, like an echo.
Ah, I had wondered if... But your powers are strong indeed. Now is not the time to speak of this. Wait until you have more of the galaxy within you, and we shall speak again.
Okay. What do you mean?
Every step on our journey shall bring with it discoveries. With persistence, you shall grow in the Force. And for every planet we reach, all that we touch with our presence, you shall grow, for you will have no choice.
I'll return when I am both more experienced and have traveled to all the planets of the Masters. Oh, damn. Okay.
Yes?
Next, can you teach me any lightsaber forms?
The Jedi practice many forms, many styles of lightsaber combat. It is good to know them, but not to rely on them. You may have already felt the Shicho, the simplest of the forms, return to you as your skill and perceptions have returned. Others may come with time, with experience.
What about the Xian technique? Oh, that's the one you were talking about, right?
An aggressive technique, but it is powerful, effective. It can counter blaster weapons and add to the damage of your critical. Others may come with time, with experience.
It's pretty hard to gain influence with Kreia while staying completely light side. A lot of influence opportunities involve being very grey and manipulative. Yeah, she is very much like that. Which is why that if I can say something that it will give me dark side points, I'll just choose it anyway, because there's so many opportunities for light side points in this game, which is really nice. But yeah, I know you also get options if you have minimum influence with people, but I felt like let me try to go with a mostly influenced, positively influenced party.
Ask.
Do you know Revan?
Perhaps. I think it is fair to say that few did.
Where did Revan come from?
Revan had a mother and father, parents, ancestors, like all Jedi do. And when he awakened to his potential, I was there to see it. But where he was born, where he came from, I do not know, any more than I know where he walks now. Some said that Revan was born in the outer regions, beyond the Rim, and that's what called to him during the Mandalorian Wars. And after, it was the call of home.
What else do you know of Revan?
I know more, but it may not be enough for the answers you seek.
What caused Revan to fall, to tell on the Republic?
Fall? Ah, already you presume much. You were there at Malachor. Revan's choices were always his own. It was not teaching or circumstance or example, it was him.
What made him turn to the dark side, become a Sith Lord?
Is that what he was? Or was he always true to himself, no matter what personality he wore? And there is something that the Council may never understand, that perhaps Revan never fell. The difference between a fall and a sacrifice is sometimes difficult, but I feel that Revan understood that difference more than anyone knew. The galaxy would have fallen if Revan had not gone to war. Perhaps he became the Dark Lord out of necessity, to prevent a greater evil. I do not believe the Jedi Council changed Revan as they claimed. They merely stripped away the surface and allowed the true self to emerge again, someone who was willing to wage war to save others. But that is my belief, since I knew Revan from long ago, as a master knows their apprentice.
You trained him?
He came to me, yes, both before and after. Before Revan knew himself, and after, in the times when Revan was coming to his own and learning he was more than he had been told. At one time, Revan was my Padawan, in times past, long ago. But Revan, when he had learned all he could, had other masters, that fool Jar and other Jedi on other planets. He learned from each, but in the end, he turned back to me. When he realized there was nothing more to be learned from the Jedi except how one could leave them forever.
What was Revan like as a student?
Revan was power. It was like staring into the heart of the Force. Even then you could see the Jedi he would slay etched on his soul.
Damn, that's such a cool description. What do you see when you look at me?
You are different. When I look at you, it is like staring at the death of the Force.
I'm sorry. Sorry guys, I'm getting a few drops for some reason. I have no idea why. What else do you know of Revan?
I know more, but it may not be enough for the answers you seek.
I had other questions. I think we were done talking about Revan.
Ask, and I will answer.
Okay, let's say, never mind, I'll be going. Oops. Just because I don't want to come across an option and get something wrong.
Yes?
Yeah, sorry guys, I had a big drop there. Mako's conversation really parallels and shows how similar Revan was to Anakin Skywalker, becoming the thing he swore to defeat for the sake of protecting others. The narrative is slightly different, but more or less the gist of it. Yeah, it is. It's very similar. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I just love like the grey Jedi thing. It's like what would you do? Like, would you become darkness itself to save people? And it's just so good. Except that Anakin in the end fell. He was never, well, he was redeemed when he died. But yeah, he walked a different path, which is really cool. I say it's really cool a lot. I just love this game so much. Let's see. Lightsaber combat? You need to have 2 single lightsabers available for yourself and 1 for visas. Wait, what? Can you ask that again? Because I missed that completely.
Yes.
We should learn about lightsaber combat.
That is something we will leave until we possess a lightsaber.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that. Is that from the Restoration mod? Very possible.
Ask.
I've never played this game with the Restoration mod on before, so I'm having a lot of fun doing it. As well as all the other mods. It makes the game look really good. If the Council cast you out, how come Atris and other Jedi Masters mentioned you?
Ignorance. And perhaps they do not remember or care. It is of no consequence to me or to them.
You're lying.
Am I? Then perhaps you should know. There are techniques in the Force where one can cloud the memory of others, make their presence so small as to be unnoticed. And on the worlds where we have encountered these Jedi, there is much life and death where sensing such things is difficult. As I said, it is of no consequence to me or to them.
Do you use that technique on me?
No, but if I did, you would never know, so my words only carry as much worth as you believe them to. But perhaps you will understand this, that perhaps it is important to me that you see me and my actions uncloaked. It is important that your judgments, whether be good or bad, stem from seeing me as I truly am.
I still think you're lying to me, and you haven't told me everything.
Then you are learning quickly. Distrust is an effective shield and should be carried always.
Yeah, I'll be going now. Oh, we should have got an influence for that. Screw you, Graham.
Yes?
You stubborn, freaking wombat. Space wombat. What else do we have to talk about? I think we've done this. Okay, what are you? Are you a Jedi or a Sith?
Does it matter? What? That for every...
Oh crap, we're gonna see the cutscene again. Crap. I can't skip it? Oh, whoops. Well, that's interesting.
There are dark places in the galaxy where few tread.
Anakin died himself to reality by letting himself go into his stupor with the dark side surrounding him. He never actually truly fell there, and as was evidenced when Ahsoka snapped him out of it when Vader and Ahsoka were fighting in the Rebels cartoon series. Such an awesome fight. In less than 1 second, you get to see Anakin flip to Vader and flood through 5 different motions just by his iron tone of voice. Yeah, I watched that. That was a really cool scene as well. Yeah, I suppose that's more true, right?
My will was not law. There were disagreements.
Like,
ambition,
in the end, after
and hunger
well, he died, Padme died. He pretty much had nothing left, except for his betrayal. And Palpatine. Luckily, you never watched most of the animated crap. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, in Rebels and Clone Wars, there's a lot of rubbish in it, but when the scenes are good, it's so good. And welcome back. I also really love seeing more about Darth Maul. Although it is really questionable how he survived.
I was cast down, stripped of my power.
Why I can't skip this?
Exiled. I suffered indignities and fell into darkness.
You honestly don't see how people care about the backstory of Anakin? Well, because you've never watched Clone Wars, have you?
Learn from me, my mistakes, and use that knowledge to become greater than I. In you all my hopes rest, for the
Those lines Obi-Wan says in 4 are all that really matters. Yeah, I suppose, but it's still nice knowing more. Like, was it necessary to know more about Anakin? No. Was it cool? Yes. But I mean, the more backstory you add to a character, the more you risk ruining the character in other versions. You don't really want to get people... He was an utterly shite character and died like a bleep. Darth Maul's amazing, man. He was just so cool. Like, I was twisted by darkness and he was like obsessed with overthrowing Palpatine and killing Obi-Wan and getting revenge, and then at the end he realized how much of a waste it all was. I think it was really cool. Need more than that, it's not sufficient. Do you know Atris?
Atris herself is not as familiar to me as perhaps she should be. Yet I feel I know her, yes.
They did ruin the character? I mean, if you think so, I mean, I'm not going to try and change your mind. But I enjoyed it a lot. What do you mean?
Because Atris's path is one I walk.
Okay, we've done this before.
What? That?
Were you to blame?
You have already asked much.
Okay.
Yes. Ask.
I have thought more about the destruction of Isa's homeworld.
And?
It seems like a very bland story. Yeah, but you haven't even watched it, so like, I mean... Most stories can be condensed into a single sentence and sound very bland. Equals did horrible damage to Anakin. It's true, they did, I'm not gonna lie. But they kind of redeemed a lot of that in Clone Wars. Action setup hand was wiped out, okay. I think we've actually already done this. Yeah, laughing at the moment when Darth Vader suit was put on. Yeah, it was pretty laughable, not gonna lie. It's a cautionary tale putting much faith in the prophecies. The Jedi literally died because they blindly put faith into a prophecy without thinking about all the implications. Yeah, the first 2-ish seasons of Clone Wars is pretty crap, I'm not gonna lie. And they also jump a lot back and forth. It gets a lot better in the 3rd season, I think. I know you don't like that argument, but yeah. There are a lot of really bad episodes in Clone Wars. And Rebels.
Because it was its time. But...
Okay, so we can't talk more. I think we're pretty much done with that with Kreia now. I'm stuck. There we go. You're not willing to accept it gets better 50 hours in as an excuse? Yeah, I know. I'm not excusing it, but I'm saying there's a lot of good episodes in Clone Wars.
Yes?
What are you doing?
I am training, so that if danger should strike, my body and my reflexes will be prepared. That, and I had forgotten how long hyperspace travel can be. If I do not have something to focus my attention on, I fear my sanity will erode as well.
Can you teach me some fighting moves?
Training is something reserved for certain caste members of the Echani, but I do not see the harm in instructing you in some basic principles. I do not understand how you and Atris fight, but I will instruct you on how Echani children are raised on warfare.
If you promise me to live a meal after I crawl through glass shards and pictures of my... Jeez, dude. I don't care about the meal, I'll need you. Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, I don't care if you watch it or not or like it. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm just saying I enjoyed it. That seems as good a place as any to begin.
All Echani fighting principles rely on foundations. If one does not understand the most basic of fighting moves, it is not possible to understand the higher tiers. It is similar to learning the alphabet of a language before being able to use words, then sentences.
I understand. I'm ready. I'm probably going to lose this.
As a foundation, I will instruct you in our elementary movements. The body itself is the first weapon you must master. It is not something that can be described. Let us duel, you and I, and that shall teach you more than my words can. Use only your hands and feet to strike at me, nothing else, or our combat shall be over. Do not resort to using any items or any force techniques you may possess.
Uh-oh.
Such things will obstruct learning.
Alright. Does that include no armor or clothes?
Duels among the Ichani are rituals, and it does not allow for armor or anything that restricts movement.
Oh dear. Well, to do without clothes seems a little exposed.
Your modesty has no place in combat. Even the youngest of the Ichani understand this. You should as well. Now, are you ready?
Yes.
Very well. I shall match my movements to resist your efforts. And do not hold back, or I will hurt you.
She's still wearing a headset. A VR headset. Like people say that Final Fantasy 13 is really good after you walk the corridors for 15 hours. It's similar, except that with Clone Wars you can just skip what you don't want to watch.
You have violated the etiquette of our duel. We will leave the instruction for another time.
Forgive me, I'd like to try again.
Very well. As a found, it is not you.
I accidentally...
Very well.
You can accept people liking it, but you're trying to get any other characters on people stuff for any good. Even the highlight reel people videos people showed me on YouTube are very awful. Okay. Well, whatever. You're entitled to that opinion. Okay, I almost used force heal. Like, not using force powers is actually pretty difficult with this.
Yeah. Oh.
And I've lost. Crap.
You fought well, but you announce your motions before attacking.
Yeah, screw you, you cheater. You know, unlucky it is the correct opinion. It's correct opinion for you, yeah? It's difficult to hurt you.
Of course. I do not wish to be hurt. If you wish to hurt me, then you must try harder. It is not a contest of raw strength, but of action and reaction.
I'll be going. Yeah. Put your clothes back on. Suppose I should too, right? Ooh, yeah. Oh, I've got 2 lightsabers now. 3. What is this one? These exotic weapons are rare. Okay. What color is this? What is this? Oh, must be the one I constructed, okay. Well, of course you think so after all. I have the wrong opinion. Lol, so funny. And that's how wars happen. Okay, let's talk to KOTOR, even though I hate him.
Yes. Is there something you have come to offer me?
I wanted to talk to you about your operations on Nar Shaddaa.
As anxious as I am to give away all my trade secrets, you will understand if I choose not to answer such questions.
No, the questions. Okay. What capabilities does your droid possess?
It has been assigned to guard and protect you. As such, it is well suited for a variety of tasks. It is skilled in intimidation, interrogation, and can provide a series of select skills that will make it an effective killing machine. For the most part, it will follow your orders, unless they conflict with mine.
Some are, yeah. Yeah, I was about to say resources. And if they do?
Then its proton core will detonate, turning this ship into space dust. There is no negotiation in this. I will not allow you to interfere with my operations and plans.
What skills does it have?
This unit comes with a droid scrambler that you may use against mechanized opponents to randomize their defensive and offensive protocols. Use it, and it will cause droids to wage a civil war in their programming, and they will turn on their allies. Its power source is not limitless, but it is enough. In addition, this unit comes equipped with a portable cloaking generator. It will allow it to enter places undetected in reconnaissance mode.
Wow, that's completely useless. So you're sneaky and confusing?
How droll. What an amusing Jedi specimen you are.
I had other questions.
You may...
Do you know anything about the HK droids sent after me? Second type of war tends to end more cleanly, the other not so much? Yeah.
The assassin droids. I have encountered some, purchased the service of others.
Mostly because there's no conclusion. Why are they hunting me?
Why, I asked them to.